Hello, and a huge welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a really critical part of the NSW Selective School Writing Test, the advice sheet. We're going to completely demystify what examiners are hunting for so that when test day arrives, you and your child feel absolutely ready to tackle it.
So let's start with the big question. Your child may know exactly what advice to give a friend, but can they organize it into a clear, effective advice sheet under exam conditions? You see, an advice sheet is a highly practical document. It's designed to help someone solve a specific problem using clear tips, instructions, and crucially, a lot of encouragement. Doing all of that logically while a 30-minute timer is ticking down? That's the real challenge we're solving today.
But first, a quick grammar check to avoid a super common pitfall. We need to nail the spelling right out of the gate. Advice with a C is the noun, like, here is some advice, or of course, an advice sheet. Advise with an S, on the other hand, is the verb, as in, I advise you to practice. Getting this little detail right instantly builds credibility with the person marking the paper.
Section 1. The architecture, a 5-part structure. Think of this as your absolute non-negotiable blueprint. Every great advice sheet needs 5 things. 1. A clear title that immediately announces the topic. 2. A short introduction that identifies the specific situation and why the advice actually matters. 3. The main body. This is where you drop 4 to 6 practical tips. 4. An extra help section, pointing the reader to more support. And 5. A positive conclusion that leaves the reader feeling totally reassured.
Let's look at the title. It doesn't need to be overly clever, it just needs to be effective. Something like Top Tips for Making New Friends at School is perfect. See how it immediately grounds the reader? It sets up the problem right away and proves to the examiner that your child completely understands the brief.
Section 2. The Polished Key Language Features.
Now for the actual writing techniques. The first one is direct address. This means talking straight to the reader, using words like you and your. Instead of a robotic sentence like, students should check their work, you want to say, you should always check your work. It immediately makes the writing feel personal, supportive, and highly relevant.
Next, you absolutely need command verbs. You might know them as imperative verbs. These are the action words that tell the reader exactly what to do. Words like try, remember, ask, check, or practice. To make instructions crystal clear, you want to drop these right at the beginning of the sentence.
Think about how punchy these sound. Take a deep breath. Ask for help if you need it. Pack your bag the night before. You're looking for simple vocabulary and short, sharp sentences. A really good rule of thumb is keeping just one main idea to each sentence. It is so much better than writing a long, rambling explanation.
It's also a must to keep the tone incredibly positive. The reader should feel supported, not bossed around. Finishing off with something like, remember, you've prepared well and you can do it, is a fantastic way to wrap up. It leaves the reader feeling encouraged and ready to actually take the advice.
Section 3. The Strategy, Planning Under Pressure.
Okay, so knowing the features is one thing, but doing it fast is another. Here is a simple 4-step formula your child can use to plan rapidly. Identify, advise, explain, encourage. Identify the reader and the problem. Advise them with 4 to 6 unique tips. Explain those tips with a brief reason. And finally, encourage them. If they memorize that flow, they won't freeze when the clock starts.
They can even run through a fast mental checklist on the day. Read the prompt carefully. Identify the intended reader. Plan 4 to 6 practical tips and make sure they are actually different from one another. No repeating. Use a clear title, keep the intro brief, kick off those tips with action verbs, and finish with a big dose of encouragement. Oh, and of course, double-check that spelling and grammar.
Just a quick side note here. We often think of advice sheets as just bulleted lists, and lists are great, but sometimes the task demands a more developed response. For example, if the prompt is about preparing for a school election, your child might give tips on campaign planning, positive communication, and teamwork. Those ideas can absolutely be organized into clear, well-structured paragraphs too. The key is just keeping it organized and easy to follow.
Section 4. The Coach's Corner, How Parents Can Help.
Parents, this part is for you. When you're helping out at home, I want you to anchor everything to this core idea. A strong advice sheet is not just a random collection of ideas. It must be clearly organized, highly practical, reader-focused, and incredibly easy to follow. It's not a vocabulary competition, it's an exercise in clarity.
So when you're reviewing their practice sheets together, here are the exact questions to ask them. Who is this advice for? What exact problem are they solving? Are your tips genuinely practical? Have you kicked off your sentences with command verbs? Have you explained why the important tips actually help? And does that ending reassure the reader? Walking through these questions builds a habit of self-editing.
Wrapping up our explainer today, I just want to reassure you that while writing under pressure can be scary, it is totally manageable. With the 5-part structure we've walked through, combined with regular, timed practice, simple ideas will easily turn into a clear, confident advice sheet. Anxiety turns into readiness. The real question is, when that 30-minute timer starts counting down in the exam room, will your child freeze or will they know exactly how to attack the page? To help them build that muscle memory and confidence, head over to pathtoselective.com to dive into regular practice. Thanks so much for joining us and happy writing.